My name is Sarah Lyons, and this is Psychology in My Life. The first concept that I chose was operant conditioning. Operant conditioning is a type of learning in which the behavior of an organism is either strengthened or weakened through the use of consequences. The first consequence of behavior is reinforcement. The goal of reinforcement is to strengthen a behavior. This can be done through the use of positive or negative reinforcement. In positive reinforcement, you are adding something that the individual deems to be pleasant after a behavior occurs in order to increase the likelihood that the behavior will be repeated. For example, I used to do cross-country throughout high school. After I finished a race, my teammates and my coach would tell me that I did a good job, even if I thought otherwise. This positive encouragement after the race acted as a pleasant stimulus, which in turn increased the likelihood that I would participate in another race. You can also use negative reinforcement to strengthen a behavior. Negative reinforcement requires that you take away something that is unpleasant in order to increase the frequency of a behavior. For example, my roommate Amy is always nagging my sister Kayla to do the dishes. This constant nagging is an unpleasant stimulus. By doing the dishes, the unpleasant stimulus is removed, and the frequency of Kayla doing the dishes has been increased due to the use of negative reinforcement. The other consequence of behavior is punishment. The goal of punishment is to weaken a behavior, which can be done through positive or negative punishment. With positive punishment, you are adding something unpleasant in order to reduce the frequency of a particular behavior. For example, this is my cat, Mr. Fluffernutter. He liked to do his business in the bathtub rather than in his litter box. In order to weaken the unwanted behavior, my parents would spray Mr. Fluffernutter with water. The water was the unpleasant stimulus being added in this case. Negative punishment is also an option. It requires you to take away something that the organism deems to be desirable or pleasant. For example, when I was younger, I tried to get away with riding my bike without a helmet. My father would take away my bike for a few days in hopes of reducing the likelihood that I go bike riding without a helmet. Taking away my bike, which was something that I liked, weakened the behavior as a result of negative punishment.